Am I the asshole for refusing to go back to my parents' house as long as my sister is still living with them? I'm 19, female, in college, and when the semester finished a couple of weeks ago I had planned to stay with some friends. But my parents told me they wanted me to come home so bad and I should spend some time with my family. Them and my 15-year-old sister. So I went home for summer break. I didn't really want to be there, because I feel like my parents spoil my younger sister and I find it so annoying, and her attitude can be really annoying. But they're family, you know. It lasted 3 days when I found out my sister had put a camera in my room. I was significant other mad, and my sister told me I was being such a drama queen and there's nothing wrong with getting some footage of me. She tried to claim it was no different to home movies. My parents were telling me to calm down while I confronted my sister, and they acted like she was a baby who didn't get what she was doing, when she's old enough to know so much better, and she's old enough to be taught at the very least. I ended up deleting all the stuff I found of me on my sister's laptop, and then I went to my friend's place like I had originally planned. My parents thought I was just gone for the night, but I told them I wasn't coming back again. They gave me a few more days, and when they realized I was serious they told me I need to come back home sometimes, and in the heat of the anger I'm still feeling I told them I won't go back to their house as long as my sister still lives with them. What I really should have said, and what I do feel, is that there's no point for me to go back to them anymore when they value her way more than me and don't seem to give a shit about me. Because seriously, acting like it was no big deal what she did. It was so fucking gross. My parents told me I shouldn't talk that way about my younger sister, and I'm throwing a toddler's tantrum instead of responding to all of this like an adult should. Am I the asshole? So your parents are perfectly okay your sister invading your privacy? No, F that and think about your contact with your parents. Your parents want you to respond as an adult? Okay. Get the police involved. That's what adults would do upon finding out they're being secretly recorded in their bedroom. Not the asshole. Your parents and sister certainly are. If she was filming you in your bedroom, and she filmed you undressed without your knowledge, then she's almost certainly committed a criminal offense. Not the asshole. Sister should not invade privacy. Parents should protect privacy and punish sister. You have right to feel uncomfortable and leave. I would call the police on my sister. She is a creep. I don't care that she is 15. And your parents. OMFG. Unbelievable. You do better for yourself to stay away from all of them. Not the asshole. So your sister filmed you changing and possibly naked, could have put that shit online, and your parents are, kids will be kids. Send them a message that if she ever hides a camera to catch you naked again, you will be filing a police report. That she is closing in on the age where they can no longer make excuses for her, and that their window to raise her and make her a decent human being is running out. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for overreacting when my family talked to my daughter like she's an idiot? Last week me, 37F, my husband, 36M, and my daughter, 12F, went to a family reunion. My daughter has selective mutism. She only ever speaks around me, her father and grandmother, my side of the family. She's always been a shy one. While we were at the reunion, pretty much all of the adults would talk to her very slowly. Even though she's perfectly capable of hearing and isn't stupid. I didn't know this was going on because she was playing Mario Kart with some of her cousins on their Nintendo Switches in the basement of her grandma's, same one as mentioned earlier, home. Later that day during lunch, all of the adults started talking to her like she was 3 and not 12. I told the adults that my daughter isn't dumb and that she can process words just like everyone else at the table. Now this is what caused me to go into Lois, Malcolm in the middle, mode. My brother told me that it's not their fault she never talks and that they just thought she was special needs. She's not. And that if me and my husband just stopped spoiling her, that maybe she'd be functional. I told my husband and daughter to go to the car and that I'd be there soon and we'd leave. After the two of them left, I let my brother and my family have it. Some of the things I said aren't really suitable for this subreddit. I basically told them that they all might as well switch places with their kids because they're actually capable of treating my daughter with basic human respect, and that they can all fuck off. I then went to my car and told my husband that I'm done with my family and that I'm cutting them off. Flash forward to today. I was hanging out with my closet friend. Same age as me. We've known each other since the 3rd grade. I told her what happened and she told me that I overreacted and all I needed to do was just to take my husband and daughter to the car. Am I the asshole for overreacting? And Ta for standing up for her,
but even if she did process things slowly, that wouldn't make her stupid. Special needs people aren't stupid either.
A truly stupid person doesn't think and refuses to. Hard to judge whether you're the asshole or not without knowing exactly what you said, but leaning towards not the asshole.
That being said, verbal responses and body language are how we know people understand us. If I'm talking with a 12-year-old and getting nothing but blank stares back, I would assume they don't understand me, and simplify my language. This isn't malicious, it is instinctual and typically appropriate to the situation.
Did you give your family a heads up?
Like, is this an ongoing issue?
You are the asshole. It was an overreaction.
It was a family reunion, so clearly that suggested extended family that don't interact with your daughter regularly and may not know that about this condition.
If your daughter had selective mutism, then saying, "she's always been a shy one," is inaccurate and ridiculous. Info. So, did you give your extended family a heads up about your daughter's condition?
So they know what to expect and how to correctly talk to her when she shuts down?
Because if not, you are the asshole, plus your brother. The only reason I know what selective mutism is because my niece has it and my sister explained it to us. Sure, we knew before that my niece shuts down when she doesn't get her way or when she's with people she's not familiar with, but this we know after being with her often. So we can adapt when this happens and ask questions in another way. But if your family didn't get a heads up, you can't blame them for speaking slowly because all they see is a 12-year-old not responding to them. So the first thought would be that she doesn't understand the question. My daughter isn't stupid like a special needs person. Woof. Info. Has this been an ongoing issue?
She's 12, certainly that topic has come up before.
Am I the asshole for refusing to move my wedding date because of my competitive stepsister? My stepsister, Ren, has always been competitive with me.
It was mostly fueled by her mom, who was always extremely competitive between the families, but Ren kept it up.
I'll admit I fed into it a bit when we were teenagers, but I grew out of it.
She never did. She goes out of her way to try to one-up me and she thinks everything I do is to one-up her, which isn't the case. That's the background to the main issue.
Ren is getting married in November, and she's been planning the wedding for over a year. I got engaged a month ago.
My fiancé works an extremely high-pressure job, and because of the nature of his job, next year and the year after will be incredibly stressful.
It's part of the reason he proposed when he did. I don't want to wait 2 years to get married.
So I got in touch with a wedding planner who was able to work something out so that we can get married in August. It will be an extremely small wedding, a reception dinner of about 20 people over one weekend.
This is in contrast to the 150-person traditional wedding that Ren has planned. Ren is livid that we're planning to get married before her. She knows the reasons, but she still insists that I've planned this to upstage her wedding. She is giving her dad no end of shit for putting money towards my wedding and helping me to humiliate her, her words. She is also causing trouble amongst mutual friends she has with my fiancé. This is not a huge deal because they're not wanting to get involved, but it was extremely embarrassing because she announced the date of our wedding before we did. My mom and her dad are now hinting that maybe we should move the wedding.
They keep saying maybe a winter wedding, I guess after Ren's, would be better, and that it would be nice if the family could attend both weddings with everyone on good terms. My stepbrother has also said that while he knows I didn't do it on purpose, because of past issues this will be extremely hard for Ren to get past. He also said I was naive for thinking that just because my wedding is different from hers that she would let it go.
He may be right about that. I still don't really want to change the date of the wedding. I don't think doing it in the winter will appease Ren, and to have to wait over a year just because of her childish vendetta seems grossly unfair.
But I don't like being the one to rock boat, and I do sometimes feel a bit sorry for Ren.
Maybe this isn't the time to take a stand. I really don't know if I'm in the wrong here. Not the asshole.
Ren sounds spoiled as hell, and your family is doing nothing to change that. As soon as she took issue with this, everybody should have told her that she needs to drop it. Sounds like she's used to throwing a tantrum until everyone else is exhausted enough to just give her what she wants, even if they know it's ridiculous.
Is this how things usually go with her? Not the asshole.
If you move your wedding, she is happy for the moment, until she manufactures a new problem. What if you have the first grandchild? The first house? The first dog or cat or whatever? Do what is right for you as if she wasn't there to complain, because she will complain about more.
Will there not continually be a new competition? Not the asshole completely. But I do suspect the complicated history of the family dynamic here is playing a role. I'll admit I fed into it a bit when we were teenagers, but I grew out of it.
She never did. She goes out of her way to try to one-up me, and she thinks everything I do is to one-up her, which isn't the case. Because of past issues, this will be extremely hard for Ren to get past.
You are absolutely not the asshole for getting married, and Ren can STF you. But you might be downplaying your own role in the previous drama here, IDK. Not the asshole.
Why do families always ask the person not causing the drama to change to keep the peace? Tell the stepsister to get over it to keep the peace.
Not the asshole. You have 20 people invited. I am sure your wedding will not outdo her 150. Not the asshole. It's your wedding date and you have a genuine reason for doing it now. Also, if your mom and stepdad are already hinting that you should move your wedding, there's also the chance of them saying they won't help with financing the wedding if you don't change the date. Do your wedding at your planned date and maybe not invite your stepsister to avoid drama. With the way things are, I doubt she'll grow out of being spoiled and your family is enabling it. Am I the asshole for not getting my girlfriend a pastry because she's on a diet?
My girlfriend of 2 years is an absolutely gorgeous, stunning woman.
I love every inch of her and don't think anything needs to change. Over the past few months, she went through a really rough time with some family and work stuff, and as a result ditched a lot of her exercise and healthy eating habits. As a result of overeating junk food, she put on about 10 pounds. While I tell her every day that she's beautiful, and mean it too. She is uncomfortable and 2 weeks ago started talking about how she wants to cut out junk food, start exercising again and go back to her baseline weight. I support her efforts to return to healthier habits. Last week, on my way home from work, as I often do, I stopped at my favorite bakery in the city. I usually stop at least once per week, and while in the past I would always pick up something for myself and my girlfriend, this time I only got something for myself because she's been vocal about how she will cut out pastries. I got myself a big cinnamon roll with cream cheese glaze. When I got home, she saw the bakery bag and asked him, "What did you get?" I had to admit that I didn't get anything for her, since she said she wants to cut out pastries. She got upset and said I should have texted her when I'm in the bakery and asked if she wanted anything. I said I just didn't think she would since she's been so vocal about wanting to cut out certain foods. She then said I shouldn't have gotten anything for myself either since now I'm just flaunting it and making her feel fat. She cried a lot and she's still a bit cold towards me. I'm genuinely confused. Am I the asshole? You're not an asshole, but you fell right into that trap. No matter what they say, always ask the question, "I'm at the pastry store, would you like anything, dear?" Trust me on this one. Save yourself the headache. It isn't about the pastry, it shows her you're being mindful and taking her possible needs into consideration. Regardless of how bad she felt about herself on, say, Tuesday, she wants the option to say yes or no to pastry. I'm so confused by all the people saying it's rude to eat a pastry in front of someone who is dieting. When I diet, I have no expectations of the people around me not being able to eat treats just because I'm temporarily going without. It's my job to keep myself accountable, not anybody else's. Having said that, everyone is different. If she prefers you to not eat treats in front of her, then that's something you need to discuss and figure out a plan as a couple. I say nah. Now you know that her preference whilst she is dieting is for you to A. Ask her regardless if she wants something and let her make her own decision, and B. No, not to eat treats in front of her if that is what you guys agree to for her sake. Going to go against the grain and say nah. It is a common courtesy in such a situation to ask, but I understand why you didn't. I also don't think you should have not gotten anything for yourself, just because your girlfriend is going on a diet. Overall, this isn't even a big deal and not something I want to call either of you an asshole over. Not the asshole. You literally took her at face value and now people are pissed at you. I do not get this at all. For a variety of reasons I've had to change my diet to cut out sugar, and in no way, shape or form would it be appropriate for me to get pissed off at my spouse for bringing sugar home. I've noticed there's been this infantilization of women, including by women themselves, insisting that they must be catered to, minds read, without any ability to manage their own feelings or diets. As a woman, I absolutely loathe it.
Not the asshole, but here's a wild idea: why didn't you just give her half of your pastry? Unilateral thinking always bites you in the ass.
Not the asshole, you're not a mind reader. She's been vocal about this, so you didn't get it.
Her reaction is making her an
Being upset a little, sure. But the crying and holding this grudge is too much.